What's up, Stampers Plus? We are here today to share with you some tips, tricks, and benefits of our two-tone cardstock. It is great to be with you here in the basement studio. I am a little bit late, and that's because I realized I didn't have any Stampin' Seal refills, and I know the order that just came had some in there. So I'm like chalking upstairs to go grab some refills for today's event because I didn't want to run out as we were into the project. So I thought better late than never, right? So we are here for the duration. That means approximately an hour. It might be a little bit less today depending on how in depth we get about, what kind of conversation we end up having about this two-tone cardstock. But it is an amazing product, and one of the reasons I think that I chose to use it today was, first of all, because it was just on sale. So hi everybody, great to see you chiming in. It was just on sale for a few days in July, and during that period I decided to stock up on the colors I use the most. I had a few of the colors, and then some of the other colors were don't worry about me, I just had to run upstairs and get my Stampin' Seal. Anyway, the sale was an opportunity for me to grab it and then share it with you. But what I love really about it is that it comes in every single color. And I think that is a huge benefit to this not DSP, this two-tone cardstock, because it has all of these amazing uses. And I hope to share with you a bunch of those today. If you are a note taker, feel free to grab a notepad and write some things down, because I feel like it is just this really fun opportunity to learn about a product that maybe you didn't know much about before. So we're going to take a deep dive into it, and it's hilarious because I feel like I had an inside scoop, which I didn't, but on Monday, Sarah Douglas of Stampin' Up actually focused on two-tone cardstock in her live demonstration. So there was Sarah, and then I thought, ooh, that's perfect for coming to be together about two-tone cardstock today. So we're going to talk about its features, its benefits, and we're going to make 3 projects that I think you're going to see really showcase what it can do. So I'm going to flip the camera, and we're going to talk throughout the next hour, well, 45 minutes-ish, about things that are coming up, because there are some great things happening in the world of Stampin' Up and in my Stampin' Up world as well. So you ready to get started? Great to see people popping on. I love it. We are first going to take a peek at several of the colors of two-tone cardstock. And I'm sorry I didn't really give you a, hey, I'm going to flip the camera. So hope I didn't freak you out as I flipped there. I might have made you a little bit dizzy. When I posted this, what time was it? 10:30 or 11? I posted about some of the recent specials that Stampin' Up has had, and I posted about this one. And I love how they just pop in with specials that we don't know are coming. And the reason I love it is because it makes me go, oh, I could use some of that. Or like the free shipping at the end of July, was great timing for me, and I was able to stock up on a few things that I had been waiting to purchase. So I love that Stampin' Up is doing that. But what I asked in that post, and I asked that you go and answer because I would love to have a discussion. Maybe it'll bring up something that I didn't think of to tell Stampin' Up, hey, you should do this. But put down a special in the comments on that post in particular that you wouldn't be able to resist. Like, okay, if this special comes up, I'm all in. I'm all over it. You'd have to place an order because it's just something you love and have been waiting to go on sale. So let us know in the comments. Of course, right now we've got ourselves an in color sale. I don't have, oh yes, I do, I think, have one of those in colors in two-tone cardstock. And that would be this one, which is our cloud cover. So all of our cloud cover, Secret Sea, Darling Duckling, Timid Tiger, and what am I missing? One more. Jeepers Cripes. I can't remember. But all of those items are now 15% off this month. So you're going to want to snag them while you can. And clearly that fifth color did not resonate with me. No, that's not true. I love them all. I just can't think. So I'm sure someone will pop on and say, Amy, it's this, which I would greatly appreciate. So, okay, so here we are with two-tone cardstock. I've already given you a little peek at cloud cover. Now, what you need to know about two-tone cardstock is that it is one shade Strawberry Slush. There you go. That's it. And I love Strawberry Slush. So whatever. It's just, I have no excuses. But on one side, it's a darker shade of cloud cover, and on the other, it's a lighter shade. Now, here's what you should remember about these. The darker color is the side that is made like the cardstock. So I think I'll have an example in a little bit of that. So the darker side is the cardstock color. And then repositionable adhesive for what, Tanya? I'm not sure. I'm familiar. And then it is also good to know that this is not dyed all the way through. So we're going to show you a couple techniques that really showcase, hi Joan, that the white core of this paper. And what that means is that the paper is printed color rather than dyed color. So it's printed on each side instead of dyed all the way through. Makes sense? Okay, so there's the cloud cover. This is 15% off along with those other four newest in colors. So you can get those at a discount right now. Not quite as cheap as it was when it was 20% off two-tone cardstock, but even still, great thing to mention here. The next color that we're looking at is Crumb Cake. And Crumb Cake, you can see the two shades here. This automatically, because Stampin' Up! Has it in every single color, this automatically gives you 48, is that right? 48 colors. I don't know, I've lost track. There's 10 in each, right? So 80 colors. 80 colors. What am I doing? Okay. I was going to bring in the catalog here so you could see. I didn't mark it though. Yikes. But that way you can see all of the colors listed here. So all of these colors come in two-tone cardstock. And oh, the other thing, it's more than 80 because there's also Very Vanilla, Basic Beige, Basic Black. Those aren't included in our four color families. And then there's also the in colors. So actually there's a whole lot more. Oh, okay, Tanya. I'm sorry. I was just reading Tanya's comment just to make sure I didn't miss something. So we have a lot of colors, and I could count them, but why? So all of these colors have two sides, which means double them And that's amazing. And it's 12 by 12, so it has some different uses that we'll talk about as we go. Now, the other white willow is something I wanted to talk about as well. It's not a two-tone per se, but it is the same weight as the two-tone cardstocks. And I have one piece printed here, cut here that I'm going to use. I was going to use on a project. I'll explain why I'm not going to later. But it is the thinner cardstock like the two-tone. And it's, here's our basic white and here's our white willow. And so you'll see that maybe it's a little bit brighter than our basic white cardstock. So this white is another great option for use on your projects because, hi Laura, because it is lighter. Now, one of the things that I do is run a fun fold class every month. And some of those fun folds have a lot of layers. I've started to use two-tone cardstock or white willow as a layer on those cards so they don't get quite so thick. So that is one great reason to have the two-tone cardstock, because it's great for layering. Also, it is great on your scrapbooking pages. So I'm going to just pull one in here because we don't have quite as much bulk as you do for regular cardstock. So the 12 by 12 two-tone cardstock makes a great background for our scrapbooking. This one is the white willow, but you know, just imagine all of your scrapbooking on a little bit thinner paper like the two-tone. So I like the white willow too. It's really pretty. All right, so there is the crumb cake. We've talked a lot about the features of this, so we're going to run through a little bit faster. These colors. This is Pool Party, and you can see the two tones here of the Pool Party. I got packs of the colors I use the most during that two-tone cardstock sale. This is very vanilla, and it has just a little bit lighter shade on one side than the other. I'm not liking the shadow on my table, so I'm sorry about that. Hopefully you can see. Basic gray. We already did crumb cake, right? Petal pink. And I know you're like, petal pink is one of your most used colors. It is. I can't believe I'm saying it, but it is. Night of navy. Very different. The sides are very different there for that one. And, ooh, look at this. Basic black. Okay. Garden green. This one I did not buy a pack of, and I kind of wish I would have. I just had some pieces of it laying around from a previous scrapbooking workshop kit, I think. And then Granny Apple Green. So lots of great color here. And yeah, the thinner makes it a little bit easier. All right. Hi, Joyce. So we are here for What's Up Stampers Plus, which means you get more information, more detail, and a lot more of me, which maybe you don't want. This particular... whatever. This particular card is one I just did at a demonstrator event. And what I love about it is it's a fun fold that actually showcases both sides of my two-tone cardstock. So this is a really simple use for it. This is Secret C, and it is easy to Z-fold into a card that showcases, like I said, both sides. Now, it doesn't matter which way you do it. You can do it either way. But any way you do it, you get to see them both together at the same time here. And I think that's pretty cool. Now, I'm going to have to do a little caveat here. I cannot find the stamp set that I was going to use today. And so that's why I didn't discover I was almost out of Stampin' Seal until right when I was supposed to come on. So, oh, you girls are so sweet. They said they like more of me. Well, I don't know about that, but I do know that these projects are super fun. So one thing I might say about the two-tone cardstock, because it's a little bit lighter, I do like to bolster it with a regular piece of cardstock for the card base. So for this particular card that I designed, I decided that I was going to do this cool fold, but then mount it on a regular piece of cardstock. So that's what we're doing here. It's going to go on a piece of cloud cover. Now remember, all of these in colors are available right now at 15% off. Don't forget. Don't forget. Okay, then on the inside, we're going to put a piece of basic white. I need to use white willow more. This presentation really gave me that, oh my gosh, I have a lot of it. I bought a lot of it. So like, why am I not using it? But I've got my white put inside there, and then we are going to use this gorgeous new DSP, Designer Series paper. And I'm going to bring in some of these sheets to show you, if I can find it, because I have a lot of stuff laying around I'm cutting for classes right now, so it's automatically a zoo. But I'm going to show you the pieces of the new Designer Series paper, and I'm going to brag a little bit that where they come from is from the new September to December 2025 mini catalog. Yay! And if you haven't joined the product kickoff group, you're going to want to do that before Thursday, because Thursday we're going to get started on our celebration of this new product release, including this amazing sweet collection that you will find in that mini catalog. All right, here's another one. You can see that it's got lots of blues in it. Look at that. So pretty. This one has a stamp set that is both Christmassy and all occasion, all in the same set. And that's the one I can't find right now, which is really sad. But look at the front and the back of all of these and how beautifully they mesh together. So here's the one that I'm using today. This side, and then the other side is like this. Here's another sheet. This one has the doves, and I love the crumb cake background on the other side. And this one is just kind of an all occasion. It could totally be Christmas, but it doesn't have to be. And then I did use this side on some of my samples as well. So great paper coming your way. This is called Peaceful Garden. And I'm going to try to put it away before we move on, because otherwise I'm going to get it all crinkled and it's not going to end well, and Amy's going to be very sad. Okay, one thing, I did cut this paper wrong, by the way, so sideways, but I don't think it's really going to matter in the end. So the first thing I'm going to do is add my DSP onto my front flap like this, and then I'm going to take the other one, which is the other side of this paper, and it's gorgeous. Love it, Carla. Part of the reason I don't know where mine is because of my big, you should see the big massive move. Everything's moving. Almost everything except the table I'm stamping on is moving to a different location. So it's worse than normal because everything's in flux right now. So here we've got a little spot to write on, and here we've got a little DSP peeking through when the card is closed, which I think is super cool. All right, then we've got our glimmer paper. The glimmer paper comes in 3 different colors. It goes with the Sweet collection, and it is absolutely gorgeous in any of the 3 colors. But we're going to add this now to our card base, being careful to keep the adhesive in the center because it's going to go on the front. See, this is why I wasn't as worried about that sideways DSP. It's going to go right there, so that we've got a little background. Let me take this opportunity to show you where I got that die, because I think I've got all of that here with me. I just have to locate where I dropped it when I brought it over here. I might actually end up finding it as we go, which is fine. So it comes in the die set that goes with the Sweet collection, as well as the smaller one that layers on it. I don't have the stamp set, but I am going to put the card together like I do, and I will figure out a way to stamp the sentiment later. And then I'm going to pop that up over the other one. And then I'm going to take one of the little dies that I cut and add some liquid glue to that. And then adhere that on the side of my white label as well. So just a little bit. And then it's gonna come like this. And then I'm going to tack this down with a little teeny bit, a little more than I wanted, of glue. Now it's going to peek out the side, but I'll be careful. And then we're going to take my dove. In the die set, there are 2 doves. And when I find it, I'll show it, I promise. But there are 2 doves, and they're flying a little bit differently. But I'm just going to take this dove, put adhesive on just the body part here, and adhere this to my card like that. So imagine the sentiment there. And then I'm going to take a piece of just regular Secret C in color ribbon. Faux linen, I think is what it's called. And then I will add that with a glue dot, which I moved. Doggone it. You know what? I hate moving, which is why my husband is having a hard time getting me to move houses too, because, okay, so that's going to go there. Let's trim that off. Let's see where, just moving all the furniture, rearranging. Maybe that's a better term for it. Joan, I'm rearranging. Everything's going to be in a different place, and it's going to be a really, really good thing. Trust me. Okay, then my final act of beautifulness on this card is going to be some iridescent pearls, which I'm going to add here, just on the side of my card. So there is, oops, sorry, I got it out of camera view there, but there is the first card. Remember, the important feature here is that we are focused on being able to see both sides of that two-tone cardstock on one card. And let me bring in my other sample where I used a different of the DSPs and a different one on the side as well, and a different color of the glimmer paper and ribbon, so you can see all of the differences here in these two cards, but both absolutely gorgeous. So I made this one a Christmas card, and this one was supposed to be a sympathy card. So let me just show you a couple. Oh, here I found what I was looking for. This is also in the Sweet collection. It is the Hues of Blue Flowers. It also has this gorgeous frame embossing folder. Here are the dies I was telling you about. So it's got the two labels, it's got some stars, and the two doves with our two little sprigs. And these are little envelopes. So in a lot of samples, you will see that the dove has the little envelopes like a carrier pigeon in their mouths. The final thing in this Sweet collection, okay, besides the stamp set that I don't have, is this gorgeous ribbon right here. And so all of that is going to be available to customers starting in September 3rd. Moving on, we are going to make a Halloween card. And I literally have stacked everything out of my site as well as yours. But we are going to just talk quickly about the bundle that we're using today, because this is going to be an amazing buy and try class coming up the end of this month. If you didn't sign up, come and watch anyway. We would love to have you. It's going to be fabulous. So we've got the Spooky Halloween bundle here that we're not going to use today, but except for the stamp set, we'll use a sentiment. And we're going to use the foam stars on here. What I love about that is, oh, that's funny, Elizabeth. What we're going to use here are some of the foam stars, and what I love about these is that they squish, so you don't have some serious issues sending them in the mail. Put all the foam stars on it you want, because it's just like Stampin' Dimensionals. They work great, and they're fun to use. So today we're going to use that same Sweet collection, Halloween Sweet collection designer series paper, because it has some amazing features as well. But what is the two-tone idea that we're going to use for this card? Well, I chose to use some two-tone black cardstock, and I've got Petunia Pop, and then we're going to use, like I said, some of that DSP. And again, I'll be showing you some of that DSP as it is found here around me. It has been a challenge, friends. Such a challenge. Life, I just had, and I don't know, I probably told you this on Saturday. I just had 2 adults and 2 dogs move in. And we already have 2 dogs, so that makes it extra interesting. And it just, life is a challenge. Life is, you thought I was haphazard before? Oh boy. Anyway, we're going to add a piece of the DSP to our Petunia Pop, kind of in the middle. There's a little bit of a border on left and right, and then bigger on top and bottom. It is a square. I believe it's 3 7/8. And we're just adding that on here like this. And then we've got white and two-tone black pieces that we have cut here. And we are going to do the fault line technique. Have you done this technique before? So when you do the fault line technique, you use 2 pieces that are the same. A lot of times, instead of the two-tone cardstock, you can use the, some designer series paper. I like the two-tone because it is a little bit thinner. The DSP is as well, but we are going to then put them together and then tear. You could do it in half, but I chose to do a little bit more from upper left to lower right. So there is that. But here is the magic. And as we go here, you will see a little bit more of the white here, but look at the white down here. Because of the way we tore it, we see a little bit more white down here. And when you do the fault line, hi Kay, when you do the fault line technique, you then offset your pieces like this. So this will be how we now adhere our paper to our base so that you're going to see the DSP in the middle. So it's a great, easy technique that anybody can do if you can tear, and it showcases that white core of the two-tone cardstock, at least if you use it for this card. So let me bring in the DSP because I remembered where it was. And I just had to order another pack for class because I don't have all of the sheets available yet anymore because I've used so much of it already. So here's one, and there's the back side. So of course, as a lot of Stampin' Up's paper goes, you'll get a lot of easy to use back sides of the DSP. Then we also have fun tags that you can cut out, and I would use my trimmer and just cut as close down the middle as I can on my trimmer. And then the other side of that one is a little more basic. And then there are a couple pieces I don't have anymore. You did see this one with that background, and then ooh la 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 la, this one has some scenes on one side that you can use with your stamp set or with the amazing other sheets that come in the set, which have all of these characters and some trees. We'll talk more about all of this at the class. So that will be the last Tuesday of August, I believe. And then there's the back side of this one. And we love the ribbon. It is Petunia Pop, and it is shiny and awesome. And the other thing that comes in this sweet collection is are some cellophane bags that are iridescent, and we'll use those in the class coming up at the end of the month. But in the meantime, we are going to use a couple of the cutouts on this sheet. So for now, let's start putting the card together. I'm going to start actually by stamping my sentiment here on this. And of course, Happy Halloween is the easiest that comes to mind because it's a perfect basic sentiment for your Halloween cards. I hope that all of you will join us for that buy and try class, even if you didn't sign up for the class and are not receiving the supplies for it. It is going to be a lot of fun. And as some people can tell you, I get a little, snarky, wild, a little bit nuts at evening get-togethers. So we're gonna have a good time. All right, so I'm gonna just add some liquid glue here and bring my white down from the fault line here, just like this. And then I'm ready to adhere this. Oh, I don't want it hanging though. I don't want it hanging. In fact, let's just zip some of that off just to make sure it looks nice. And then we're going to add this to the back, and it's going to go down here, leaving that little border of Petunia Pop. And if you noticed, I put a little loopy. Carla's right. I get a little loopy at night. And I know I don't drink before I come on. And then if you noticed, I didn't put adhesive all the way to the edge, because what I like to do then is go and kind of rough up my edges a little bit. So you can see those white edges, and you can see that I've roughed them up a little. So that is a fun use for the two-tone cardstock. Love seeing that white center of that two-tone. All right, so the second one we're going to do the same. We're going to offset them, and I will trim if I have to trim, but I think I did a better job of adhering it together. And then again, I'm going to keep the adhesive, or try, away from the torn edge. And then we'll put it on like this. Have you done this technique? Raise your hand in the comments, or chime in if you have done the fault line technique before. It is pretty simple to do. But now when you rough up this edge, look what is appearing. We're getting more of that white center in this area as well. Because of how you tear two-tone cardstock, you know, it depends which way you tear it, and that, you know, will be reveal the white. Let's see, I use my right hand and tear towards me, so it'll be the left side that has that white that shows up. But if you rough it up a little, you can see that it appears from both sides. So what do you think? It's pretty cool. Then we're going to add our piece to a black card base, and of course we would want to add some white cardstock in the center. Oh, look, yep. Yay, we've got some people who have done the fault line. And if you haven't tried it with two-tone cardstock, now you see. It just has a little bit, it adds a little bit when you can see that white on the inside. Okay, now we're going to dress this up just a little bit, of course. So if we bring in our die cuts here, we're going to grab one of our, I don't know, is he a bird? Yeah, he's a bird. We're going to add a little bird, and we're going to pop him up right here like this. And I even have dimensionals handy. I'm not totally nuts yet. Yay. Thank goodness. So he's going to go here. Have you heard what else is going on next month? Next month, I'm going to be featuring the Sunflower 3D embossing folder in my What's Up Stampers Plus. So put it on your calendar. I can't remember the date, but it's in the events already. And so you can find that there. And then we're going to finish this off with some stars. And I think it's appropriate to use any of the colors because they all coordinate. But I am going to focus on my Petunia Pop because I wanted to highlight that color because of the border here. So here we've got a few stars going on. And what was I going to say about these? Oh, 3 sizes of these, small, medium, and large. And so you can use one of each like I did, or all the same, or whatever. Simple card, really, when all is said and done. And I think that's a lot of fun. We've already made 2 great cards. Are you ready for one more? Okay. So for the next one, I want to showcase how you can use two-tone cardstock with a sanding block. And I have here a piece of the two-tone cardstock that has been cranked through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine with that birch 3D embossing folder. And now we're going to take a sanding block to it. So if you go, I don't know, on Amazon or I don't know, any craft store will have sanding blocks. Some are very small. I've seen some people who have made their own sanding block by wrapping a piece of sandpaper around a clear block. I've seen that. So, there are different options out there. This one I purchased for pretty cheap on Amazon. But also, we have 3M in town. 3M is oh gosh, they make so many different things. But in our local parade, they give away a whole bunch of stuff. And one dollar store, there you go, Joan. And actually they gave out standing blocks this year. So I have a free standing block for when these die. I have another one that I got free from 3M. Thank you, 3M. You're the best. Okay. And we also have Kraft in town, and they gave away boxes of mac and cheese at our parade this year. That was super cool. So now that it's embossed, you can see it start to crack a little bit here, and it is revealing the core, the white core. And I am just going to accentuate that by taking my sanding block across those ridges, and you can see them start to appear. And you can go down like this if you want. I mean, there's no right or wrong technique to sanding. I do notice that there are some times when I'm like, ooh, I want to get that one a little bit better, and then I go in with an edge and just accentuate that a little bit more. Okay, so you can see that we've got that really popping a little bit, and it's a cool look, and you can do it with any embossing folder, but I have found that the 3D ones are the best. Yeah. And yeah, boxes of mac and cheese. Terry and I both got one at the parade, so we brought home 2 boxes of mac and cheese, and I was happy as a clam. I love their mac and cheese. Oh gosh. Okay, so here we've got a card base that is crumb cake. And remember, the dark side of the two-tone cardstock is what the actual color is meant to be. And the other side is supposed to be a lighter version. And I could have sanded either side. I don't know. I guess that's just what I ended up with here. And then I'm going to grab some ribbon. I don't know what though, because I can't remember what's available anymore. It's so hard to remember what's available. I'm not sure if that is or not. I think this one is. This is woven ribbon, 1/2 inch. I don't know. I'm not gonna lose sleep over it if it's retired already. Because it's a beautiful ribbon. And I didn't want it to be like satin or anything shiny. I wanted it to be a little more outdoorsy in feel. And instead of wrapping it around my thinner weight two-tone cardstock, I'm going to wrap it around the whole front. And so I'm just going to take this piece. Typically I cut, if I'm going around the short edge and knotting it, I cut about 14 inches. But if you wrap it around your card, so you've got 1 width, 2 width, and then 1 more width, 3 widths, then it's going to be about the right size. So that's my little tip of the day for cutting your ribbon. All right, so we'll get that tied on there. Hey, that turned out pretty nice. And then I've got a label cut, and this label fits all the way across, which I think is super cool because you don't have a lot of labels that big that fit a card like that. But let me show you where this comes from. This comes from Tanya. It is. I always just look them up, but I don't have the luxury of being able to look it up right now. So this is from Online Exclusives that released in July, and it comes with a stamp set. I chose not to get the stamp set, and I just got the dies. We've got some spider webs here, Boo and Eek, a spider, a little tab that you can put in with your dies or with your label dies to cut a hole in it like a tag. And then the two sizes of labels here. Now, some of you may be thinking, how is this different from the other labels you just showed me? And I forgot already where I put those. So, oh, here. Ugh. So let me bring these out. These are the ones from the Peaceful Garden Suite collection. They are a little different, and they've got a little edging on it. So they are a little different, but they do nest also, and they are a little bit smaller. So the larger one is the same basic size as the smaller one in this set. But it's always fun to see, are some of these products going to be able to be used together, even though they're not meant to be? It's definitely a thing worth looking into, because sometimes people find things that I'm like, oh my gosh, I had no idea that would coordinate. So anyway, this is cut in Pool Party, and I'm just going to adhere it on my card, something like that. This is just meant to be a background, and I'm kind of sad I'm covering that up, but it's okay because the birds are so pretty. So it's meant to be a backdrop for my birds, and we still have this amazing designer series paper in the online store. This is the Nests of Winter, and I just fussy cut these birds right here to go on my card. But you can see it's got a lot of fun bird opportunities, as well as some birch. And I have used it. I used it in my Christmas in July class, and again in my Christmas in August class. So those of you taking the class can look forward to using it again if you've taken both of the classes. Speaking of classes, I am taking a break from my Christmas classes in September because our son is getting married. Well, he's married, but our son's wedding is at the end of the month, and there's just a lot going on. So I'm limiting my classes in September to something out of the ordinary, which is my fun fold class. And the other class that I am holding is actually my scrapbooking workshop kit class. If you purchase a scrapbooking workshop kit from me before September 30th, then or not September 30th, September 1st. I'm sorry, I misspoke. Then you will be invited to a kit together where we will put our kits together. It doesn't matter which kit you buy. I will give you tips on how to prepare it and put them together. And then the plan was to use that stamp set from the Peaceful Garden to add a little sentiment here on the bottom. So I will finish that when I find the stamp set. But I intended for it to be a Christmas card. The web dies, good question. Hold on, let me locate them again. They are called Fright Night. So they come with stamps, but you can, but you can use them all without the stamp set, which is why I chose to be a little frugal and just get those dies. So I'm excited about them. So here are the cards that we have made today. And the two-tone cardstock is what we were featuring. I am going to post a link to Sarah Douglas's projects from Monday so that you can watch hers as well. She's got some really cute ideas to share and some more thoughts on the two-tone cardstock. But you can see here we featured both sides of the two-tone cardstock in this card. We featured the white core in this card. We featured the white core again and how you can use it with an embossing folder and a sanding block. So lots of great fun that we had today. I'm so happy that you joined me. I want to talk about just a couple more things, but I'm going to flip the camera back to moi, I think. Yes, here we are, except I feel really close to you. I cannot wait to get everything moved because then I won't be handcuffed in the corner back here anymore, and I'm excited about that. But I wanted to just talk about a scrapbooking class that I have coming up this month. You have till Friday to sign up, and it is a scrapbooking layouts class. So it's going to be two 12 by 12 layouts that we're going to do together, and there are a couple of options to the class. So don't forget to sign up. You only have a few more days, 2 more days after today to register for that class. And you can read all of the details at amyrich.stampinup.net so that you won't miss a single class there. You're welcome, Kathy. And then Sweets in Season is coming up. This is for United States people only. I'm sorry about that. But we are having I'm partnering with 2 other demonstrators, and we are featuring new sweets that are coming in the new online exclusives and the new mini catalog. It's going to knock your socks off. It's going to be amazing. So don't forget to sign up for that when the registration opens, which is coming up very soon. So thanks again for joining me. And another What's Up Stampers Plus is in the books, and I can't wait till next month when we hit that sunflower 3D embossing folder. All right, have a good rest of your week, everybody. I will see you Saturday morning.